Hi, today we're going to talk about tech and live streaming. And to do that, I don't want to do it alone. I have found a guest, and it's Roy. Hi, Roy. We know him as Tech Troublemaker. Hi.
Hey everybody, yes. Wow. I'm glad you did most of the dancing on the intro because my wife says I can't dance, so I spared your show my dancing as much as I could. But it
I,
was
I
good
can
music. I really
I
loved it.
can't either, but I just go with it. So, Roy, for if we have some viewers who don't know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Roy Richardson. I go by the moniker the Tech Troublemaker. I have been on YouTube for a long time, but didn't really start getting serious until April of this year. And I have two live shows. I have the One Off Technology Podcast Live, which is on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then a new show we've just started called Sunday Tech Social, which is on 7 p.m. on Sundays, funny enough, Eastern Time. And they're both focused on tech news, but the Sunday show is a little more silly. We kind of make fun of technology, make fun of all the big companies and all the ways that they secretly spy on us and everything like that. But yeah, and then wow, I've been live streaming ever since, and it's just like a bug. I'm thinking about getting some therapy for it. So
Okay, Roy, I get some feedback. Your audio is a little low.
oh, I will hug the mic.
Okay, and
Hello, Mike. How are you doing? It's so
and I
nice to see
go a
you.
bit back with
Oh,
mine, and
there we
then
go.
we're more
Nope.
even.
Here, I'll bring the
Oh,
mic into the picture. Even
yeah,
though.
of
There you go.
course.
How's that?
All always go to. Okay, say something, and we listen to the audience.
I will say something, and we will listen to the audience.
Perfect. Now we just have to wait for the delay, but I took myself a little bit back, and so we'll hope it will work out.
It's going to be amazing. I have faith.
Yes, of
I
course.
have faith. You're here, Marcus. You keep the show going, so life will be great.
Okay, no pressure there. Okay, but I got confirmation it's better. Okay, so without further delays, Roy, you are the first guest who brought a whole presentation, and we'll
I'm, I'm,
just
I'm,
go into that.
I like pretty pictures. Okay, so
Okay.
my concept is 10 things I'm sure about live streaming, and these are kind of lessons I've learned along the way. Some of these things I'm going to tell you are things that I know I should be doing, but I'm way too stubborn, and therefore I haven't done them yet. But I know that I'm supposed to be doing it. So we'll just kick over into number one.
Okay. First, I want to ask the audience, how could we make this title into a good YouTube title? What would you do with it? I think, Roy,
We have to
you're
get it down to 3 words.
yeah, and I think you're too humble in general. So, but I kick that over to the audience to come with a title there that would be a really good YouTube title. And in the meanwhile, we go to your first point.
Yeah. That so many people like freak out. They say, "Oh, I got to get the gear perfect," and I'm a perfectionist trapped in a very flawed body. So I started off my live stream with a Logitech C920 that I had, and if the light is good, yeah, I started with webcam. I got fixated that in order to do YouTube, you had to have that great camera. And then I don't know how many of you is familiar with Lita, but live every day in April or live every day in August. And so I kind of springboarded from there. But you can use your cell phone. You could take your cell phone and plug it up USB, or you could do NDI. Go Google it. Go look at NDI. Basically, network, and you load software, and then you just use your phone as a camera. The phones these days have the best cameras on them. So don't let the lack of camera stop you. Webcam, cell phone, all that stuff works perfect.
Yes, I just got my new one finally. Um, yeah, and it's most cell phones have a better camera today than a webcam would have, I guess. Is that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's one of the
absolutely.
things that made me crazy. The zoom on the webcam was slow, but
Okay.
my camera I have now it seems really fast. So
And so if you would go live in Facebook, you can do it directly from the phone. With YouTube, it's a bit more
sure can.
difficult. If you don't have 1,000 subscribers, you will have to use an app to go. Or, of course, you can hook up the phone to the computer. Then it will
Yes.
work. Yes. And just one thing, if you go directly from the phone, don't hold it for an hour. Mount it to something, else it will be pretty shaky. Yeah, okay, so what else do you got for us?
Okay. Next up, I've already found out, as you kind of noticed, people will forgive bad video way before they'll forgive bad audio. So, and luckily everybody said, hey, I can barely hear Roy. So they've already told you the audio is way more important to whether I'm a pretty picture or not. So, it's just so funny. I do so many meetings every day with Zoom and Teams and WebEx and now Ecamm Live. And it's like, you're muted. What is that echo? Voice is too low or the music's too loud. And then I started with a Blue Yeti. I'm still using. I've had this Blue Yeti since 2014. I keep looking for the perfect mic, and sometimes the perfect mic is the one you have. So, yeah, I've seen people go live with AirPods. I've seen people go live with, headphones. Use what you got. Go live.
Okay, but AirPods or in general Bluetooth headphones, I usually don't like the sound of them very much.
It's true. I mean, they kind of have kind of an echo-ness, and they kind of pick up the room echo. I agree, but the show must go on. Live is
Show
live.
must go on, yeah. Okay, and
if I'd started and it didn't work today, I'd find something else to use as a microphone. So
yeah, of course. And extremely important are also the headphones. Now that we speak together here, so that we don't hear each other. You don't have some?
no, I go with I went to earbuds.
Yes.
My wife said I look silly with the headphones on.
Okay. Yeah, mine are hidden too. doesn't matter which ones. Just use them. That's very important.
These were $12 US, and then I had to buy an extension cable for $6. You can't beat it. It works great. Plugs right into my microphone, so no delay.
Yeah, of course. That's very good. And if you have any questions, just put them in here, and we're looking what is the next point. We're not only doing tech, we're doing all over live streaming.
It is. The number 3 thing that I've learned is that your videos should answer a question or solve a problem. So every one of my videos that I've done that answer a question or solve a problem have done really well. But then, so I try every episode, every video I do to have an action item for my listeners. It might be a call to action, so to speak, to click that like button, but it may also be, hey, by the way, there's a bug on your phone. You need to go download the latest update for iOS or Android and fix your phone. So these 3 videos are examples of videos that answer a question or solve a problem for my viewers. I do best with technical videos and tutorials and how-tos. And so I was like, I'll ask my wife, well, what should I do this week? My wife said, we should do a how-to about something. So that's kind of that's what kind of drives this whole process, is that, hey, there you go.
Okay. The third one was that the most successful for you with the 15K views.
So far, give me time. I will do it.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious. Okay.
I still have the one right there, 1,200 views, is still growing. So,
yeah,
I'm not viral. Thankfully, I had shots. But anyway, it's important, to make videos out there and get it out there. And then also the other thing is try to edit out all the quiet spots in your video. People want quick wins, and they, right at the very front of the video, tell people what you're talking about, what's going to be the deliverable for that video. That's the hook that gets them in. And then you deliver that hook. and that's what keeps people watching.
Yeah,
So,
and installing Windows 11, I didn't even know that it was possible on the M1 Mac, so I may have
I
to
like
catch that
challenges.
video.
Yeah, I like challenges. I'm getting ready to do a shorter version of that video since we'll talk about statistics here in a little bit. But anyway,
Okay. Yeah, but first let's go to the comments. Lala agrees that audio is really important, and Sandy says audio and lighting. Yes, and that's really important too. So if you don't have good lights, you could always, depending on the day of the time, use some daylight.
yeah.
Or what would you recommend for easy
Well,
lighting?
so my setup, I guess to talk about is I have some newer brand RGB 660s. They're app controlled, so on my phone I can control them, and I'll talk about this more on the next slide. But and then I have shadow boxes. I'm trying to remember exactly what you call them, but I have boxes on my cameras because they were too bright. I couldn't get the lighting down too much. They kept calling hot spots on my face. I started off with a ring light, just a little cheap ring light. Before that, I had a light I'd gotten at a hardware store that I jokingly call the Hydra. It's got like 5 different lights. It's like a gooseneck lamp with 5 lights, and I just moved them around the room to try to light my room. That was insane, but it worked. So
Okay, but light is really pretty important.
it
It's
is.
it's more important than the quality of your camera. So
Good lighting can make a bad camera look good.
yeah,
It really can. I
yeah.
mean, Sean Connell has a video where they went and bought the cheapest 4K camera from Amazon, and you can't tell because the lighting is so good in the video they did. So
Okay.
it's the lighting that wins out the camera.
Okay, and Lala says, yes, I would agree. Lala says she also likes the tech new parts of your streams, and I totally agree. You have 2 different streams, is that right? One with more news and one
I
more
do.
fun. Okay.
Yeah, one where I do like a big story and then maybe some little ones. And then on Sundays, my stream is about making fun of technology and not taking it so serious.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. And Sandy says her problem is she has talking headshot and then on the floor shots. I can't get it right. Okay, that could be complicated to set up with lights.
Yeah, that would be a challenge. You know, the problem. So, for example, I'm a big fan. I know Marcus is as well of Ecamm Live, but the scenario I think I saw one of your videos, and so you're trying to demonstrate stuff, if I'm not mistaken, and that really is hard to do with just a single camera. So maybe you get a webcam, a cheap webcam for your headshots, and then the nicer camera for the floor shots, or 2 webcams. A Mac can push 2 webcams as long as you plug them into different USB ports and don't do a hub. It will do it. It does a good job. I did 3 cameras once, but that was pretty insane, and my software got really confused about what camera's what. So I don't know if I'd recommend that. Anyway,
Okay.
but yeah, that's
Or a
those things you can
webcam
do
and
to
the
try
phone
something.
again. Yes, that would work
Webcam and the
too.
phone. You could do the phone with NDI. So over the network, you could have the phone broadcasting into Ecamm. It shows up as an NDI device in Ecamm. Works on OBS. Also works with whatever your software may be. So yeah, NDI is the way to go for
Okay.
that camera.
So Sandy, I would just hit up Roy and ask more questions till you figure it
Please feel free to reach out. There's service after the sale.
out. And Sarah uses a ring light and it makes her look like an anime character. Okay.
And that's a bad thing?
I guess no, she likes it. It's not a bad thing.
You know,
Okay.
anime is very popular, especially on the side of the world that you're on. So, that maybe appeals to your audience.
Okay. Perfect. So we're going back here and looking what else we've got. Point number 4.
Okay, so I have my office, my desk is scattered with gadgets that I have bought that were almost good enough, but in the end were not. I recommend just staying with the minimum stuff until you can save up and buy the better stuff. There's so many things I bought. I bought a cheap capture card. I thought that was going to be great. It like got hot very quickly. It was
That
so
would be
cheap.
this
This is
one
it
here.
right there. Yeah, I bought that. Thought, oh, well, this will get me by till I get a Cam Link. So in the end, I wound up buying a Cam Link 4K capture card, and it's so much better. It's going to last a long time. So I've bought cheap microphones that just didn't do a good job. My recommendation is use what you got and baby step into better gear, but don't buy all that cheap stuff, that stuff that's almost good enough. I did too much of that, and so you wind up with stuff that you wind up throwing away or attempting to give to your kids for their YouTube channel, but Dad, that's not good enough for me. I'm sorry. So.
Yeah, I think go with what you have, and
Yes.
and then really go for the thing you think is the right, because you'll spend much more money if you go incremental better. So if you have a webcam and you think, yeah, I buy a little bit better webcam, I guess that the difference is barely noticeable, and then just wait, because it will come much cheaper at the end if you wait for the right thing. And another thing, don't buy everything before you ever make videos or go live. That's another trap. Yeah, I buy it, and and meanwhile never do something with it. Do it the opposite way. Go live with what you have, and then if it works well, then upgrade. Yes.
Oh yeah, I bought a webcam that does 60 frames per second because I thought, well, the Logitech only does 20 frames per second. So then I bought the 60 frames per second webcam. It had other issues. It and strangely, it looks clearer on Windows than it does on Mac. I don't know what the deal is. The same software, but it just didn't work as well on the Mac. The Mac didn't give it any slack. So save up, buy the right gear.
Okay, and the advice comes too late for Sandy. She already fell into that trap, but I guess you will not fall into it anymore. Yes. Okay, and here is again the link to see all or more of Roy's things, and then we go back to the presentation, and number 5.
Number 5, yes. Recorded video does better than lives unless you build a community. And so this is something I'm slowly working on, building a community. But right now, because my lives do not do as well as my recorded videos. But I enjoy doing the lives the most. They're so much fun. And for me, it's a work in progress. Once you get 500 subscribers, then you get access to a community tab. And once you get the community tab, you need to interact with your community. You can interact with your followers, do surveys. Basically, some YouTubers that I listen to basically say every day you should do something new on your community tab to interact with the people that are your subscribers. And so that's what I recommend doing. You wouldn't want to do surveys every day. And I can tell you the survey that does not work. The survey that says, what should I make a video about next? Nobody ever tells me. I don't know why, but those surveys never work.
Yeah, of
you
course.
never can get nobody says, Roy, I think you should do a video about this.
Yeah,
next.
maybe
Nobody
you
does
should
that.
be more specific with concrete ideas.
You need to have very specific questions, and open-ended enough to make them interesting, but and boring surveys where you just say yes or no on something, that's not very informative.
Of course.
So.
A funny thing is, as YouTube very recently made the community tab available from 500 subscribers instead of thousands, and there was very many places I heard, yeah, that's such a big deal, that's such a good thing to do, and the funny thing is, I see much more use of the community tab even from the bigger channels. I think many people were not that aware that it's a powerful tool, and they just woke up to it.
Yeah, your community wants engagement. And engaging with your community is how you build your community. And then once you build your community to a certain point, your lives will take off and more people will show up and watch them. So I'm excited about that when that opportunity comes. So that's my goal.
Okay, and the general rule is, as you mentioned, recorded is easier for channel growth, and live is much more powerful for community building, for that connection. That's as of now, I only do live. We will see if I will also do something recorded, but yeah, it's more difficult. I'm a procrastinator, and the thing is, if I tell everyone I'm live each Thursday and then I have a guest and I have announced it, then I just have to press the button. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to start. And with recorded, you have to be your own accountability. And you don't have this hard time where you have to make it. So we'll see.
Your first recorded can be the blooper reel of the lives you've been doing.
Okay, yeah, we'll find something there.
You go do like a montage of all the bloopers in your live videos and put them as your first recorded video, and there you go. It's prepackaged. You just go and find those moments that people thought were the funniest or the craziest. And there you go.
That's a cool idea. Okay, and then I have some more comments to the gear. Sarah says she got to 10K only using an iPhone. So Roy, you and me, we didn't wait that long to upgrade. But that's just showing that's really no big deal. iPhone is powerful enough. And Paul says, sorry?
No, go ahead. I was going to say Sarah would probably be disappointed because I have all those gadgets I bought that weren't very good cluttered up in my office. So she would get on to me for not being minimalist.
No, she would not. I know her by now. She would not. she would help you if you ask, but she wouldn't judge you. Okay. But then we have Paul. He says, I've been shooting on the phone recently and it's been a delight not worrying about the tech. Well, a small laugh mic. Yeah, of course, that helps with the sound. And again, I wouldn't recommend to use the earpods, use the phone itself or the lav mic. It's one of these.
For the people with iPhones, you can get a lav that uses USB-A, and then you get an adapter that goes from USB-A to Lightning, and you can plug the lavalier mic right into your iPhone and connect it up here and just point the camera at you and say, hey, everybody, I'm live. Here we go. And so, you can do that for under $30 to get the lav and the USB to Lightning cable connector. I've done this, and it works really well. I was really surprised the quality of it. And like I said, it's not going to be laggy as Bluetooth would. There's a little latency with Bluetooth, and it can show up, and you'll wind up with the audio out of sync with your audio, with what you're saying. So, good stuff.
Okay, and Lala says to the tip number 5, she agrees videos gets more subscribers, but live streaming builds engagement. And the combination, that's a really good point.
That's an awesome point.
Then people are impressed with Sarah and the 10K with the iPhone.
Yes.
Paul is
I'm going
impressed
to minimize my
too.
tech news channel so that I can minimize my videos so I can be like Sarah. Now, I'm not going to minimize my house. I'm just going to minimize my videos.
Yeah, how would you minimize the house? You just take a room away and then it's minimized.
I think you do it with a Sawzall. I don't know.
Okay, but here we have the confirmation from Sarah. No guilty clutter.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, so far we had 5, but we have up till 10, so we go to number 6.
All right, number 6. YouTube analytics will make you insane. I'm just going to tell you that. You're like, what can I tweak now? And you go look and so like here's this slide. So one of my better videos, for some reason on average, at 3 minutes and 9 seconds, people stop watching. So I'm like watching it. What is it people don't like? I don't understand. And it just makes you crazy. But actually, I figured out that on that particular video, I have a really technical discussion at that period of time. And if that video still wasn't growing slowly, I would go edit that out. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do another video on the same topic, and I'm going to be very concise. And then I'm going to take the technical topics and make really short videos for those, and I'm going to put cards in my video and say, if you want to know more about this, click on this link. And that way I take the boring, highly technical stuff out of the video, but it's still there if people want to see it. And so that's an experiment that I'm working on. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
Okay, but maybe we should talk a bit about this. The first point is it's not really at 309 where people stop watching. That's just the average of all people watching it. And then we have two very typical things. The first deep drop here is people who think in the first few seconds it's not what I was looking for.
And that goes back to the hook. You've got 10 seconds. You've got to hook them really in the first 3 seconds, but you want them to stick around longer than 10 seconds. It's like the meter for YouTube doesn't even start running until 10 seconds. And so what's my hook? Watch this video.
And then to lose consistently a bit during the video is pretty normal, but you could, of course, try to figure out these little bumps. And the ending, it's usually when you say, so that's it for today, or people know they have all they were coming for in this video, then pang, I'm out of here. You say it will make you crazy, but I think if you want to grow, it's a really, really important thing to dive into it. For myself, not yet, because I'm just too small. So if I have very few viewers, it's difficult to read something from there. But I think it's important to look at it.
My goal is to figure out how to get people to keep watching after the video ends. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Just keep watching after the video ends. But I joke with some people. I say, hey, if you get bored sometime, go click on one of my playlists and just leave it playing so I can get my my viewership up.
Okay.
I need my watch time up. I need all those hours. Come on, just go click on one of my playlists and go to bed and leave it playing. So I don't know if that's legal, but I don't think anybody's doing it yet. But that's my suggestion. For all your friends, go out there and click on a playlist.
Yeah, or just make more videos and people will watch it. But I think analytics is really a great tool, and we could fill a show all about that. But then we would have to maybe have an expert for that. And Sarah says she's having a huge problem with unsubscribing people. Yeah, okay.
Yes, YouTube will hurt your feelings if you let it.
Okay.
The other part, though, is everybody keeps telling me, you need to niche down. And I'm like, I don't know what box you're supposed to put me in. I understand that. But I like being broad enough that I can talk about multiple technical things. But, I know to niche down. But, when you go look and you see people unsubscribe, you take it personal. Like, why did they unsubscribe? I don't understand. Makes you want to cry, but it's YouTube, and people, there's shows that I'll watch. I love the first season when it comes on. Oh, that's amazing. And the second season comes out, like, well, that isn't good as the first, and you stop watching. So think of YouTube the same way. Plus, people's tastes change. They're drinking coffee one day, they're drinking tea the next. You can't please everybody, and if you try, it'll make you insane.
And I would also say don't obsess too much about subscriber. Of course, the first few numbers are important. The 100 subscribers for a custom URL, the 500 for the community tab, and the 1,000 for monetization. But after that, I would very much more about views than subscriber, because at some point it's just become a vanity number and not a number that really defines your success. So if your views are increasing, that's much more important, I guess. And Paul wants to know how often do you put videos out?
Not often enough. No, my goal is every 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I started a new show, and then unfortunately, I have this day job. No, I'm very fortunate to have a day job, and so between those two, it kept me from doing a video. But my goal is to do a recorded video every 2 weeks. But I added a new live, and I'm trying really hard to put a lot of effort into it. So it kind of slowed me down. But on the bright side, I've got 4 ideas around in my head that are literally waiting on me to sit down and record a video.
Mm-hmm.
So once I get the opportunity to do that, then the hard part is editing the video. I want so much to be really good at Final Cut Pro, and I've been watching some tutorials to learn how to get better at it. And I always am a behind the scenes kind of person in real life, and I like to dig into the details and be able to tell you the useless trivia about things you don't care about. So
I hope someone cares, else it would be really useless. Yeah. Okay, I wanted something else to say, but it just went away. No, it was about consistency. So
yes,
everywhere you can read and watch and hear about it's important to be consistent, and I would say consistency is not mainly about putting a video out every week. It's a good thing if you can do that, or if you're especially if you're live streaming, that's probably pretty essential to do that. But for achieving growth, it's in my opinion other kinds of consistency in the quality, and consistency in what's your content about. Those are much more important than just okay, here is one, in my opinion.
yeah, and if you ever read the book, I don't know how many are familiar with the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, but that process of improving 1% every time you go live, and so that is always my goal. And I baby step through and try. Maybe I don't do 1%, maybe I do 0.001, but it's an improvement, and that's the goal. Improve just a little bit every episode, every video, do something a little better. One of the challenges I'm having now is how to end my videos. I feel like I don't have a good transition into ending my live streams, and so that's something I'm working on. Maybe I need to ask Marcus. Marcus, I'll watch how we end this one, and then I can end
I don't have that set up at all. But what I would recommend is find some channels that are similar to your topic, and just watch how they do it, and think what could work for you.
That's very true.
I
Very
guess
true.
that
I
would
watch
be-
lots of YouTube videos to try to learn. This is my hobby. As I said at the beginning, it's a hobby I've become obsessed about, and because I always want to do my best at anything I do, and so I may have gone overboard. So I'm actually trying to pull back a little bit, not go completely insane. But I've done so much this year since April to just kind of upgrade and improve my game, and it's just little baby steps here and equipment improvements here, and so yeah.
Yeah, but I feel what you're saying, because I do it just for fun, and my primary goal is the community, and even so I see myself okay watching how many subscribers, and thinking about this and that, and so yeah, it's also about keeping it in perspective. Yeah.
There's so many amazing people watching this live stream right now, and they are just fantastic community. I mean, I just really love these folks, and so it's an adrenaline rush, and it's good. I like going and watching their streams and cheering them on, and I get so excited about their accomplishments, and they cheer us on when we accomplish things. There's no better feeling than having a support system like that.
Yeah, of
And
course.
so the YouTube community, when you build a community, is amazing.
Mhm. Okay, and Paul is excited that 500 gets in the community tab. I hope you're close there. And Okay.
I watched
Lala
I watched
says,
Paul's
great
video about the
question. And Paul says, thanks, mommy. And then says, oh, it's weird to say thanks, mommy. Okay. And Sarah clarified, it's it's not that the problem that people intentionally unsubscribe, but that YouTube just unsubscribe on their behalf. Of course, that is frustrating for sure.
So you can make a link when they click on it that automatically puts them on the subscribe button. So it might be good to make that link and just send it to them. Hey, here's just I'm sorry you unsubscribed. Here, hit this. But again, you can't take it personal if people unsubscribe. It's so hard to do. It's so hard not to, but you know, if they want to watch, and actually YouTube doesn't make that big a deal about subscribers anymore. They're more concerned about watch time than they are subscribers. So once you hit those milestones, then it's all about watch time and bringing people to your videos. If you're making content people want to watch, it doesn't matter.
Key.
90% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. That's what the analytics tell me. 90% are not subscribed to my channel.
That's pretty high, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's maybe because the video got served by search mainly, I guess. Okay. So
most of mine, so it's suggested videos, and then it's a homepage, and then it's search, you know. So yeah.
Okay.
And then this is about niching down, but I haven't managed to do that yet. But you got to find that one topic that works for you, and the reason you have to find that one topic, and my one topic is tech. The reason that's my topic is, like, first of all, if you don't like your topic, nobody else is going to like it. Topics we're passionate about sell the video to our viewers, and it's possible to be so diverse in your topics that YouTube doesn't even recommend your videos. So, so I have to stick with what I know and what I'm passionate about. The word passion needs to exist in your efforts on YouTube if you're doing this because you love it and it's fun, or you're trying to. My goal is to teach people something that they don't already know, or to inform them about something that they don't already know, or show them how to do something they don't already know. And that I want to move the world forward. I don't want to do anything that brings the world backward. And so that's why I love my YouTube channel and trying to figure out what question do people want me to answer for them, so that they can use that information to move them forward, make their mobile life better, their device life better, their computer life better, whether they're on Mac or PC or Android or iPhone or every smart device in the world. Those are the things that I like. Oh, by the way, that's YouTube, by the way, youtube.com.
Oh.
So you may want to put a U in there.
You totally called me out.
No, I just want to make sure. So a funny thing, one time I saw a link go out for a website, and instead of Facebook, it said Facebook. And it turned out that the Facebook site was like a malicious website. So I'm like, you got to change your link. It's bad. So I have no idea if YouTube is legit. If it's not registered, we should probably register that domain, Marcus, and start our own YouTube channel.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
Can't find anything wrong there.
I love magic. Magic is so amazing. Computers do so many cool things. Yeah, but yeah, check out my YouTube channel too, by the way. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, okay. And Lala came to the rescue and has the link right.
I didn't even see that. I'm like, wait a second, that looks funny. I don't know. I work in tech for a living. My day job involves computers and storage and networks and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, and then I work in a secure environment where we have to worry about security, and so I'm like always noticing those little details, because the little things are what usually gets you. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts, so to speak.
Of course.
So.
Okay, so what else do we have here? We're still in
I gotta go find out what's at youtube.com. I want to go there. But all right, after the show.
Yeah, please wait.
So anyway, but the point here is that, for example, if you're a tech channel, then to suddenly do a video about underwater basket weaving is not going to do well on a tech channel. So while you may have a legitimate interest in underwater basket weaving, don't do it. And then niche down and focus. So once you figure out what people like, and I know that people like my videos that are how-to videos, and my tech news is slowly catching on, and I really enjoy both. And I'm like, do I make a separate channel for one? But that's a lot of work, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, it's hard enough to do one channel and keep it going. And
exactly.
so I want to just focus, and I really feel like my tech news stuff will catch on. But I do know my how-tos are always going to be stuff that people are looking for.
And you always could do an how to film an underwater basket weaving, and you would be back
Could
in
do a
the
video
tech.
about how to, yes, and to not put electricity underwater. That's also something else to do.
Yeah.
Computers and water do not like each other.
Okay. So number 8.
Preparation builds confidence. So this is why I did a PowerPoint presentation, because I want to think through. I'm not like Paul. I'm not. I can't just I can make up things on the fly to a point, but that only fills about 10 minutes. I can't improvise to the level Paul does. But yeah, so if you have loose notes, you don't have to make a script, but loose notes, those are your safety net to make sure you don't go off track. And then planning and research means you know what you're talking about when you talk about it. And then lack of planning on my part does not mean an emergency on your part. So you get to watch the train wreck if I'm not prepared, but I'm the one that has to live with the consequences. So I just a little preparation. It doesn't take that much, though I do kind of go overboard. And that's the other part of my videos, is that I like to go into the nth degree of detail. The wall is blue. And then for some reason I have to tell you why the wall is blue. But maybe you just want to know the wall is blue. That's all you care about.
So why is it blue?
I painted it blue. That's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Anyway, in that case, but cosmic blue. This is my brand color.
Okay.
So cosmic blue. That's me. Yeah.
Okay.
Cosmic blue.
So then Lala is saying she haven't even done basket weaving, so maybe no reason to do it underwater. Maybe try.
Well, you got to get scuba certified before you can even weave underwater, or else your baskets are lousy. You can only hold your breath for so long.
How
without
did you
oxygen
even
tank.
come up with that idea?
Well, I used to joke that was what my degree was going to be in underwater basket weaving.
Oh, okay.
Because,
Okay.
so.
That will be pretty niche down, I guess. And Samantha is still trying to niche down. I don't know.
It's really hard to niche down inspiration, though.
Yeah. And I don't know for how long you are already doing this, Samantha. I think another thing is I would always prefer starting versus thinking about how could I niche down. You can always do that later, and maybe with some videos YouTube will give you a hint that was really successful, and if you like the idea of that, you can go there. And Lala thinks you're hilarious, so there we have it.
Yeah, if I can make Lala laugh and my wife laugh, then I'm set, right?
Yeah,
I am set.
absolutely.
Actually, that's the only reason my wife married me, is because I make her laugh. I don't know what else she sees in me, but I do make her laugh. So.
Okay, we would have to ask her for more reasons. I'm sure there are more, but
Hey, honey, come to the camera. No, I'm kidding. No.
yeah, that's everyone's dream, to be called on camera totally unprepared.
Yes, at the last minute. There's no better minute than the last one.
Yeah, there's no other minute. No, there's the current one. Okay. So what else do we have here? We have number 9. Oh, I was laughing when I thought when I was seeing the next picture. So the slide comes from
Number
Roy,
9.
and I see what you did here from my first show with the little Lala and my big head. But we made it work after that, so we made her bigger.
Oh, you did great. No, and you just got to hit that go live button. You just have to do that. But to have friends who are supporting you, like Lala's doing right now, being on our video,
Absolutely.
It's like 4 a.m. where she's at. So that's crazy, but it's just phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
but you
so
know
all
what?
of our friends.
What was even crazier is it was not only 4 a.m. For her, but I also didn't properly confirm her as a guest, and so she was there all relaxed. Hi guys, and I was telling live that she is the guest, and she made it work. I will never forget that. She made it work.
She's a pro. Her channel's
Yeah.
blowing up because of it. So,
Yes, absolutely.
one day we'll be as good as her. I'm thinking about doing IKEA for computers maybe. That way, she does crafts, and I think IKEA should offer like a box of computer parts, and we'll just put it together as a craft on video. I think that'd be great. So,
Okay.
I'm kidding,
Yes.
mostly.
And Laura says, don't forget to subscribe to Roy. Exactly. So if you liked what he is saying today, go there, watch his stuff, and subscribe. And that's another thing. You want the people who like your stuff to subscribe, not just anybody.
I do sample my videos, see if I'm your cup of tea, and then if I am, click there and put extra sugar in your tea. So, just to make sure it's good.
Okay, and speaking
my
of your
wife, by the
wife,
way.
is that your wife, I guess?
It is my wife, yeah.
Okay, so we can ask her now. Roy was saying you just married him because he made you laugh. So, or you say him in private after the show. Some other reasons. It's maybe better. Okay.
Yeah. She might not appreciate my self-depreciating style of humor, but yeah, that's me. And then
Yeah, I
then the
noticed
last slide.
that style. Yes.
Yeah, well, like I was telling you, I don't want to think so highly of myself that I inflate and fill the room up and take away all the oxygen. And so, I don't want to be so big somebody has to come by and burst my bubble.
Okay, and now we have confirmation. It's really
It's pretty accurate.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know what else she likes, but the laughter part that gets her. So
yeah, perfect. Good. So, where are we? We are number 10. That's the
last
best one.
slide. Yeah,
it's
my
the
last
best
tip.
one.
If you aren't having fun, don't do it. Creating is hard work, so you can't say, well, I don't like video editing. But if you like the results, if you have fun with the results that you get from the video editing that makes your videos possible to put them out there, if you have fun, it's worth it, if you enjoy it. When it stops being fun, when you absolutely just can't do it, take care of yourself. You have to be good to yourself. That's the catch. Never do anything that mentally abuses you. And, I love doing YouTube. It's just so much fun. I love this adventure. I love meeting great people like Marcus and hanging out with you guys online. We've never met in person, but you're scattered all over the world. This is a very diverse crowd that are watching right now. They're from Australia and the Philippines and Sweden, and then all over the country in the U.S. And where else are you going to have a global audience like that? YouTube is amazing, and these people are amazing people. And if you're watching a replay, hey, subscribe to Marcus's channel, because Marcus, he hasn't hyped himself at all, but Marcus is awesome, and I really like his interviews and been enjoying that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and with having fun, I would say it's very important, but it's okay to not always have fun. It's just the balance should be okay. Right. So if you have fun most time, and then there are some weeks where it's really hard, stay in there. But after 2 or 3 months, you should ask yourself, was it fun? And especially if it's not our job, it's a hobby. It should bring some. Okay, and then we have.
And the UK. Yep.
UK is here.
Good times.
So, yes, that's the nearest to my time zone, I guess. Just 1 hour behind.
And I'm trying to maintain my balance here. So.
Oh, okay.
Marcus said keep it balanced.
Yeah, keep the balance. Okay.
Maybe you have to be unbalanced to actually be on YouTube. Who knows? So.
Yeah, sometimes you have to lose the balance to discover new things. Yeah, but I would recommend to anyone who isn't yet doing it to go live and stream. It's not only really much fun, it's also it gives you skills you can use elsewhere. So you will get better at presentation. You will get better at not being so nervous if you have to speak in front of people. You can train your creativity. Yeah, it's. Do you have
It's
additional
true.
points, Roy?
Well, no, I mean everything you said. It is definitely a confidence builder. You just have to keep doing it. I mean, I've got 60 something videos now on my channel. You just gotta keep hitting go live, and you're absolutely right. I mean, last week I had an event I had to go speak at in front of a bunch of people. Before this, I probably would have been a nervous wreck, but I did. I think I did well, so I'm very
Yeah.
excited about that. And plus, I teach classes, and during COVID, there were periods of time where I had to record classes ahead of time, and so I take the stuff that I learned in my YouTube journey to try to make my teaching videos more interesting for my students,
Yeah,
so that they
absolutely.
will engage in watching the content. Because I really don't want to put them to sleep, so I have
Yeah,
to keep them
that would be
awake
bad.
somehow.
Yeah, especially with people maybe who can't leave if it's in a school situation. Be nice to
Yes.
them. Yeah, and I was recently in a situation where someone said I have 10 minutes to prepare to afterwards speak 20 minutes about myself, and there it really came in handy that I did those live streaming because it just gave me the confidence. Oh, okay, I can do this. I can, of course, I can talk for 20 minutes. And yeah, yeah, and this it is fun and it's very engaging, and you get to meet so many fantastic, interesting people. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. Yep.
yeah,
All these folks are fantastic, and I'm interesting.
exactly. And so, what are your next steps in your YouTube journey?
Um, so I have a video series coming out soon. That's going to be pre-recorded videos that are basically my YouTube journey, how I got here. Um, I have a spreadsheet where I confess all my sins on how much my YouTube habit is costing me. I talk about where I've been with different pieces of equipment, and I kind of hope people learn things from it and say, hey, I don't want to make those same mistakes Roy did. That's my goal in life. Since I can't be a perfect person, please learn from my mistakes and don't make them. I learned everything the hard way, so if you are lucky and you can actually learn by seeing someone else make a mistake, then go that route.
Yeah,
So
so we'll
that's what I'm
keep
hoping to do.
we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah. Okay. And a bonus YouTube tip is always end your videos totally unexpected.